Matt, Ireland have won the last 5 out of 9, having never won before that, pretty much. And I suppose the wider public maybe say New Zealand have lost a bit of their aura over the last couple of years. Ireland winning the series in New Zealand for the first time, a couple of years ago, and a bit of the X factor. Is that justified or no? Like, do you used to wake up as a kid and all they ever did was win? Yes, not the World Cups, but rugby championships, Tri Nations, just not as strong as they used to be. But would you feel their aura has gone a wee bit?
I don't know about that, Stu. It's an interesting concept. Look, I think the aura of New Zealand was always far stronger in Ireland than it was in Australia, because Australia regularly beat them. Now, we haven't done that for 20 years. So the aura, you can't say the aura in Australia is gone, because we haven't won the Bledisloe. I think 2003 was the last time we won the Bledisloe. So, but since Ireland have started beating New Zealand regularly, obviously that aura within Ireland drops. But we have to look at this in reality. I don't think New Zealand rugby's dropped. Irish rugby has risen. So Irish rugby has gone to complete levels that just never happened before. 20 years ago, I was helping with the defence of the national team when Ireland played Richie McCaw's first test at Lansdowne Road. Now, Irish hearts that day did not really believe they could beat New Zealand. John Alomu was on the wing, Carlos Spencer was 10. People did not believe, really, that Ireland could win. They thought Ireland put up a spirited display, but eventually New Zealand would win. People don't think that anymore. People and Irish rugby sports, and this is not based on air. This is on the fact that Ireland have beaten the world champions 4 out of the last 5 times. They've beaten New Zealand 3 out of the last 2. They're one of only a few teams in the history of the game to beat New Zealand in New Zealand. But that is not because the Kiwis have dropped dramatically. And as Quinny says, they are not the team from 2015 around that era where they were just head and shoulders above everyone in the world. That's not the case. But Ireland have also risen dramatically. And that's the real reason. In that process, what you've got to be careful of is that you don't dismiss New Zealand. Because if you do, you'll get walloped. They will come out and just rip you apart. And they can still rip you apart. And
do you think they could still rip this Irish team apart, Matt? Yes?
Yes.
Like they could still beat them by 20 points?
Well, if you look back over the records, and I wish I had them here right in front of me, Stuart, I want to say over the last 9 games, don't hold me on this. The last number of games, a significant percentage of the New Zealand wins have been above 20 and a number have been above 40. We only have to go back one World Cup cycle to the quarterfinal when New Zealand beat Ireland by 40. So this is because they are so potent at scoring long-range tries. Like we saw last week, Will Jordan's try, it was simply a switch between Bowden Barrett and Jordan, bang, try. Satiti makes the break, goes up. He just butchered the pass. If he had put that pass correctly onto his second-row partner's chest, they would have scored. They can rack up at 40 on you very, very quickly because they'll score 3 tries in the last 5 minutes. And so you have to be very careful in that. They're not doing it against Ireland because, Quinny pointed to the Irish bench. Ireland are picking 23 players who play for the full 80 minutes. Look, when did Ireland beat South Africa with Kieran Frawley's drop goal, the last play of the game? When did New Zealand get the win against England in the last play of the game? So you have to play the whole 80, and if you relax, which is what the problem with Australia do, they play well for 60 or 65. If you relax for 10 minutes, they'll rip you apart. So this New Zealand team should not be written off in any way. But in the same breath, Ireland are well capable of winning this game. And this rivalry, which no one expected, this rivalry wasn't there when Alan played or I was coaching 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. This rivalry's only sprung up since 2016. And the New Zealanders still can't get their head around the rivalry. They don't want it. They don't look at Ireland as worthy rivals. They sort of say, where do these guys come from? What's going on here? They expect to win. And this is the problem. Ireland now expect to win. And that's great. It's great for the game because this has been some of the most dramatic and wonderful rugby we've seen in the last decade is Ireland against New Zealand. And I have no reason or no evidence to say we're not going to see another cracker on Friday night at the Aviva. I think it's going to be a great game.